Hello guys, welcome to our writing lesson. So for our writing lesson today, we're going to be going off of kind of what we did yesterday with our fall moments. So if you remember in our journals, we wrote about our fall moments. So we picked out some different fall ideas. We kind of came up with some fall ideas together, and then we picked 4 fall moment topics that we want to write about, and then you picked one, the one that you felt like you wanted to write about, and you drew a picture, and we labeled it, and we made it look really amazing. So if you were not here yesterday because you were in challenge, I need you to do 2 things. So on Canvas and Seesaw, I have included our fall ideas. So I will show you. I've included our fall ideas right here. So this is our fall ideas. So you can use these different ideas to help you come up with some different ideas that you could write about, kind of like I did in my journal. You can also, if you want, I also gave you, I also put my journal on the on Canvas and Seesaw. So you can also look at my journal so you have an example of what you should do. So I came up with a fall moment idea. I came up with 4 different ideas. I came up with 5. You only have to come up with 4. Picked one and then drew a picture. So if you were not here yesterday, that's the first step you need to do first, is pick some ideas and then draw a picture. Once you're done with that, and just like I'm already done, so since we're done with that, now what we're going to do is we are going to work on an activity in Seesaw, okay? We're going to write a graphic organizer, and then we're going to come up with some leads for our stories that we're going to write. I'm hoping using this graphic organizer is going to help us kind of organize our thoughts so we can really make sure that we're ready to write these stories on Wednesday, okay? So in Seesaw, you will see I have this fall personal narrative organizer right here. You're going to hit your add response, clicking on the sample student. So the first thing I need to do is make sure that I know what my topic is going to be. So I'm going to write my topic at the top so I don't forget what it is. So I'm looking at my journal, and I wrote the time I went to the pumpkin patch, okay? Because I don't want to forget what it is, and I may even make it a different color so I can see it. And then I'm just going to stick it up here. Okay, and then I may make it a little smaller. But I'm going to put it up here so I don't forget what my topic was. All right, so now I'm coming up with the people in my small moment. Well, according to my picture, because remember I drew a picture at the bottom. So according to my picture, the people in my story are mom, brother, sister, and me. So I'm going to add this to my people in my fall moment. Okay, then I need to put my setting. Well, we already know my setting, right, is the pumpkin patch. So I'm going to put pumpkin patch. And I'm going to put it right here. All right, then fall descriptive words I want to try to use. Well, I'm going to think. Well, I definitely am going to use pumpkin, right, because I went to a pumpkin patch. I may use leaves, cold, orange, black, maybe hayride, and maybe apples, because I think we ate like the caramel dipped apples when we were there, okay? So those are just some fall words I would use. So you may have some different words that you have, okay? Which if you have different words, go for your different words, okay? You don't have to use my words. If you want to use my words, you can use my words. All right, then I'm going to write, look, a short little beginning sentence, end sentence, and a middle sentence, and then an end sentence. Just a short little what happened. Well, okay, at the beginning, we arrived at the pumpkin patch. So we arrived. We paid to get in, and we headed for the pumpkins. Okay, we paid, we arrived, we paid to get in, and then we headed for the pumpkins. So I'm gonna put that right here. Notice I didn't necessarily write in complete sentences because all I'm doing is giving myself kind of just an overview of what happened. So when I actually write it down on paper, it makes it a whole lot easier for me because then all I have to do is come back here and say, oh yeah, okay, I said we arrived, so let me write what that's gonna say. Okay, we paid to get in, let me write what that's gonna say. We headed for the pumpkins, okay, let me say what that's gonna say, okay? I'm just giving myself some ideas. Then I'm thinking about the middle. Okay, after we headed for the pumpkins, we picked out pumpkins. We went on a hayride. We ate caramel apples. And my sister kept trying to scare my brother. So I kind of wrote a lot. So I definitely got to make this smaller. I'm going to put this in the middle, okay? All right, then I'm going to do the end. All right, well, what happened at the end? Okay, well, when we were leaving, so after my sister kept trying to scare my brother, my mom decided it was time to go. She decided it was time to go. We we paid for our pumpkins. My mom decided it was time to go. We paid for our pumpkins, and then we left. Okay, and then I'm gonna make it smaller so it'll fit. All right, so notice the entire time that I'm writing my beginning, middle, end, one thing that I'm doing that I really want you practicing is I'm saying the story to myself as I'm writing it. So it's really important, and I want you to try that. I want you to really try saying the story to yourself as you are writing it, because it's really gonna help you whenever you're writing it, because it's hard to come up with stuff just writing. So it's easier if you say it. So make sure you try and say it. All right, then you're gonna go to the second page. This second page is all about leads, okay? So remember, in our writing journal, we wrote about leads, okay? We wrote all about leads, about hooks. Leads are the same thing as hooks, okay? We wrote all about hooks. So if you remember, so this one says, try out some leads for your fall moment story. First, try out a lead that describes setting and sets the mood for the story. So I may say, we arrived to a patch of land filled with pumpkins. Everywhere you looked was orange, and green. So I'm kind of describing my setting, right? I'm saying when we arrived, we saw all kinds of pumpkins. There were pumpkins everywhere. It was orange and green. So everywhere you looked was orange and green. We arrived to a pumpkin. We arrived to a patch of land filled with pumpkins. Everywhere you looked was orange and green, because orange for the pumpkins, green for the grass. All right, then it says next, try out a lead that jumps right into the action of the story. So let's see, I'm gonna say, my sister ran over to the big patch of pumpkins. My mom had to stop her because we had to pay to get in. So I know my leads right now are 2 sentences, so it's okay if your leads are 2 sentences, But if you only want them to be one sentence, they can also only be one sentence. So it's up to you what you want to do. It does not matter to me. Okay, this is what's best for you. So now I'm going to try a lead that starts with dialogues. Remember to use quotation marks. Quotation marks, super important. My sister shouted, comma, quotation. Remember, quotation's a shift and then the quotation button by the enter button. Pumpkins everywhere. Super easy lead, right? I'm going to just do a short, easy lead for my dialogue. My sister shouted, pumpkins everywhere, because that kind of tells you where we are. There's pumpkins all over the place. It's giving you an idea of where we are. All right, then it says, which lead do you think works best for your fall moment story? So I'm going to pick the one that works best. I kind of like this one. I think I like this one the best. So I think I'm going to try this one, okay? That was not a good circle, but you'll get the idea. Let me see. Maybe I can try my circle again. Oh, that's better. All right, I like that one the best. I like, we arrived to a patch of land filled with pumpkins. Everywhere you looked was orange and green. I think that's the best one. So I'm going to go with that one. All right. So this is what you are doing. This is what you are going to be doing during our independent writing time. You're filling out the graphic organizer the best that you can. And then you are going to be doing your leads, coming up with some good leads. So make sure you follow the directions. And if you have any questions about it, come back to this video and listen to me explain it again. Okay? All right. Good luck. Good luck, and I know you can do it. And I will see y'all on Wednesday.